Here we're unmuting.
We're not on mute anymore. We're live.
Big hands on the 6 or 12 or 6 o'clock. So we'll go ahead and get this meeting started. I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
I move to approve the agenda.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
We got a motion and a second to approve our minutes from last month. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Well, let's see, let me see, who is this? Sarah Clark. Sarah, how are you tonight? I'm just peachy, by golly. What do you got for us?
I am Sarah Clarkson. I'm president of the Farm Place just north of town here. I don't know if you all are familiar with the work there. We opened the foster home in 2020. I've had a little over 120 kids come through there since then. We've been working on the barn for a few years and we operate without debt. So we've just been building it as we can, as we raise funds since prices went up so much in the last 5 years. We are getting to where we're ready to tap into the town's water and sewer. So we are here to ask if you would consider waiving any of the fees to tap into the town's water and sewer to help us out as we try to get into operation for the Animal Companionship Center. The barn is going to be used for visitation for foster kids with their families and skills coaching, support groups, all of those, and therapy appointments with the benefit of animal companionship, therapeutic animals. Yeah, whenever we can get that open, once it's completed, we're finally to where they're ready to bore under the ground or under 9. Forget which roads are out here. So we're getting to where we can hopefully start using it in the next 6 months.
So you're just wanting tapping fees?
Yes.
They waived them
Waived.
for the house.
Right.
Yeah, when you did the house, they're outside of town, so there's a $1,500 impact fee. And when you did the house, they paid the tap fee for the water and the tap fee for the sewer, but you waived the $1,500 impact.
Why aren't they tapping into the lines that are already there?
It's a adjacent property.
I guess to some extent that the sewer was discussed at the time. We're going back to when Jeff was here. At that point, they did not want to make, I mean, we don't normally, and so you can correct me when I'm wrong here, but normally we don't allow to tie to a lateral, and that's basically what they've got. They've got a lateral that ties to the main across the road and comes across. As far as the water, I think, and in talking to Mark, the line that they, in the same token that they brought across, isn't large enough to tie on to and service the house as well as the water need for the barn. So there'll be 2 new taps for that. And like she said, the property is at this point 2 separate parcels. So that would be pretty standard. Normally they would have its own independent.
Are you running any other lines for the next property to the north? Is there any other where you're gonna be coming back and asking for?
No, we won't be adding any more that would require more boring or more tapping.
Okay. Do we know for sure that we didn't say that any future taps were already on, that we were approving them when we approved the first one? Because it seems like I remember him talking about those other ones. I'm just
I
asking.
don't remember. I just know that when we and I had asked me when we chased back through and looked at what was paid initially. The fees at that point, they had paid the tap fee for sewer, they paid the standard tap fee for sewer, the standard tap fee as if they were in town for water. And you waive the $1,500 impact fee for sewer, which only exists on sewer taps outside of the corporate limits.
So does that sound like something that would work for you? Well, how much we looking at just tap fees?
I think water's 150 and sewer's 250.
Is that something you can live with?
Absolutely. Yeah, that would help us a lot to, just be able to move forward and
Sure.
be able to do more with the money we have.
I mean, I make a motion to approve waiving their tap fees for water and sewer.
Or, okay, what you're saying is that all tap fees or just the out of town tap fees? The $1,500 tap fee,
Is an impact fee.
right, the impact fee.
When you want to waive it.
The other one is the $150 and the $250, you're wanting to waive that too? So you're wanting to waive all of it is what you're stating?
I did.
Just making sure we're clear. Motion dies.
Yep. So I make a motion to waive their $1,500 fee. Second.
So we got a motion and a second to waive the $1,500 sewer tap fee and to pay the $150 water fee and the $250 sewer fee. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
I think it's great what you're doing.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I do too. I've donated a lot of money on
Yeah.
it, so.
Well, we have a dinner coming up this fall, so
Please,
we'll send out some.
yeah, send us an
Yeah.
invitation.
Let us know some details.
Yeah.
I've heard other things too from other people. What a good job you guys are doing.
Thank you. I mean, you could fill this out for work.
I didn't realize there was that
So I
many
gotta
shit
keep my
once
pen.
there though.
Neither.
I was surprised.
Probably you're in this week. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
We're only here till noon tomorrow.
It'll probably be later in the week.
Okay, just didn't want you to drive up here.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you all very much.
Okay, so thank you, Sarah. Appreciate
Thank
you
you.
coming in. You're more than welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting. I know that you're excited about it.
I am, but I have another meeting at 6:30, so.
Go figure. Let's see, what have I got? Kara Young. Kara, what do you got for us tonight?
LaGrange County chapter of Tri Kappa. And we are getting ready to hold our 6th annual pumpkin dash. This year, the event will be benefiting Beth Trapp each year. This is to help somebody in the community who is currently suffering from cancer. Beth is a Tri Kappa sister, LaGrange County community member, mom, wife, all those things, and she is currently battling breast cancer. We would like to hold the event on October 11th with registration at 10, the race beginning at 12, and an award ceremony at noon. Normally, a lot of the participants, they end up walking, but the option is there for running as well. Registration is open for the early participants until October 4th, and it's $25. They can register up to the date of the event. Since the beginning of this, we have raised over $20,000 since 2020 for the people that have been our recipients over the last 5 years. And what we were proposing is we would like to shut down Spring Street from Detroit Street to High Street from 8:30 a.m. to approximately 4 p.m. Sometimes the event ends a little earlier than that due to weather, participation, the type of activities going on. But we would like it to stay closed until up to 4 p.m. Normally, we have some craft vendors or local vendors that participate as well, and a couple of food trucks set up. Typically, a town officer escorts the group through the course. We use the same route as the Courthouse Classic, but we don't use Michigan Street, and we start and finish on Spring Street. So typically the officer meets us on Spring and High Street and heads west for that area.
Is the farmer's market already closed at that point?
Yes.
It typically is.
The last Saturday of this month is their last day.
Is it Beth? Who's it benefiting? Beth?
Beth Trop is her name.
Oh, sorry, I missed that.
No, that's okay. And I have flyers if you guys would like information, and I have a copy of the route as well, if that's helpful.
Have you talked to Rick?
I think he's on our next to-do list. So we normally get with the county on using the gazebo and the courthouse lawn. And if that's ever an issue, we are able to keep things on this street typically. Also in the past, the town has left a porta pot on the corner that's there for the farmer's market and corn school. And it would be great if you guys would be willing to do that as well. We'll leave that there for that weekend as well.
Okay.
I make a motion that we allow them to have Spring Street from 8:30 to 4:30, you said, on October 11th.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to close down Spring Street from Detroit to High Street, October the 11th from 8:30 to 4:30 for the Pumpkin Dash, Tri-Kappa Pumpkin Dash, their 27th year. No, maybe it was
It's
that.
our 6th year doing this, but
Sixth
we've
year.
been around.
I
for a
was
while.
close.
It's like,
Seems like 27 years
Okay.
for their 6-year Pumpkin Dash. Any further discussion?
Would you guys like any information left with you? Just
Yeah.
Simply flyer.
Yeah.
Hearing none. All in favor?
I,
Opposed? Motion carried.
I'd also move to allow the porta potties to stay on the corner there until after October, like till October 12th or 13th, whenever they can get there to remove them.
I'm guess, this is my guess, last year, he basically pulled that the week of corn school by his choice and then brought it back. I'm assuming he'll do the same.
Oh.
Because corn school used a different vendor, so.
Oh, okay.
He pulled his and then he brought it back, but there shouldn't be a problem, I get it.
Okay.
That
Well,
shouldn't be
go
an
ahead,
issue.
here's the thing, because we'll make a motion that we want that pulled back in for this pumpkin race in case he doesn't do it. At least now we've got a reason why.
Right. Yes. I made a motion.
We already seconded it.
Oh, we did?
So I
Wait a
didn't,
second.
I didn't hear that.
We did.
So we got a motion and a second to have a porta potty on the corner of High and Spring Street for the Pumpkin Dash. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you,
much.
yeah.
Appreciate it.
Have fun. Hope you win. I hope you make 20 grand this year right off the bat. Lori, what do you got for us today?
Just a reminder that our next meeting will be our first public hearing for our 2026 budget. I know I remind you every time, but it is important. We had a cemetery deed that Ray signed. I do have one other thing. I talked to Rachel and Bill about the collections thing for the Grant Street issue. Bill was gonna talk to Rachel today, so I don't know if he has an update or not.
I will unless you want me to do it now. At this point, what we've talked about is that as far as the indebtedness, we've got one of the portion of the bill that is probably not collectible because of the way it was done. And I can't remember that exact number, Lori. Do you have it in front of you? Because I don't have that letter.
I have
It's
the
like-
letter in front of me, yeah.
From Rachel. It's like $182 or something. It's a small portion of the bill.
Uh-huh.
And we wanted to just go ahead and say, hey, you can sign an agreement to make payment of this. and we'll do a wage assignment or whatever and collect the money, or else in the alternative, we'll just file suit.
Mhm.
So, we just needed the board's permission though to go ahead and make that, whatever that credit was for the part that was kind of questionable
Yeah.
anyway.
We're not gonna file a lien then?
Yes, we would, that's the way we would file a lien. So the answer is yes, we would
Oh,
file a lien.
oh.
We don't want the house
Okay.
getting sold,
Terminology.
right?
Mhm.
I believe that, is what we talked about at the last meeting, and so I think, we're all in agreement to move forward, so.
All right, we'll go ahead and take care of that then.
That's all I have.
Does anybody have anything for Lori?
No.
Mark, what do you got for the water department? And you wrote 10 pages of stuff here. Geez. You do. Holy cow.
Been working on our deficiencies list. Pretty much have it knocked out. Still gotta get, with our fence company that did the fence around the tower and find out. They're gonna come back and lower it. They left the gap on the bottom. So, yeah, it's fixable, but it needs fixed.
I just got a simple question. Did they have a reasoning that that fence has to be on the ground so that we can't mow it and make it look nice so that what was their reasoning that the fence had to be all the way? Is somebody gonna crawl underneath of it?
Yeah, and if
Is
you
it
look
that bad?
in some spots,
Is it?
it's very easy for me to fit under.
Can we haul some dirt around it and do it that way?
We could, but my point was we paid for the fence to get.
Well,
done.
I
I
understand,
think
yeah.
they should
I'm just
take
wondering,
care
you
of
know,
it.
why,
Worst case scenario, though,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
To get
Just,
it fixed.
just wondering, you know.
But yeah, ground got a little uneven in spots, and instead of just, flattening it out, they just worked around the existing fence, and then just, I think that was their biggest thing. They worked around the existing fence, not really thinking about that. And,
Yeah.
so
Just
it-
wondering.
I would think
Found
it'd be
that
a fairly easy fix for them, but either way, one of the, it wasn't a deficiency, but one of the recommendations was the cleaning of our north tower on the outside, which we've never had. It is getting a little dirty looking, but, it's just a recommendation.
Gonna rain tomorrow.
I've only gotten one quote for it, just so you can get an
Yeah.
idea. So if that's something you wanna think about for the future,
How much is the quote?
16.5.
Mm.
but it's just one quote, and I could get more if we were thinking about doing that sooner than later, but, like I said, it's a recommendation, not a real deficiency, so we can tell them that we don't think our money is well spent there. We could replace several lead lines for that, so,
Maybe you, power washer.
right, I'm gonna charge them 16.5.
No, it's not. It's not like that. Pick a different.
Well, you know, that's just their opinion that it's too dirty. I mean,
Yeah, and-
opinions there.
And I've seen how our south tower used to look when we got inspected, and they said we needed to redo it, and we did, but it took us up to 10 years to do that. I mean, they're big expenses, so they understand, and so.
We'll take it under
See, but not
advisement.
today.
Yeah, and I think,
Table.
and if it got kicked to the next inspection even, I don't see it getting much worse than it is, so.
First the outside.
Other than that, just trying to get our lead and copper testing done. We only did 3 samples out of 10 that we need to do so far. And I've actually gotten results back and nothing showed up so far. Very, very little of both have showed up. So nothing to worry about as of now. So this week we're trying to tackle it, trying to get the rest of the 10 done. We keep getting thrown off by leaks that we keep having. I think we had 2 since the last meeting. So just,
Maybe 3.
yeah, and they're all in the old steel lines, so it's just slowly we'll just keep replacing them, less leaks hopefully. Yeah, outside of that, Chris and I are just gonna attend some continuing education in Fort Wayne and Warsaw. So hopefully we can get our hours we need to get our license renewed. That's all I got.
Okay, do you need a to stay overnight? Did you get that?
Yeah, Lori hooked us up with the hotel. So
Well, then I move to approve them going to the continuing education course.
Second.
Got a motion and a second for you and Chris to Mark and Chris, to attend the continuing educations on September the 11th and October the 21st through the 23rd for their continuing credit certifications, to keep their certifications up. And following all our per diems. Any other discussion on that? Hearing none, all in favor?
I,
Opposed? Motion carried. Oh,
that's all I
good.
got.
Okay, good deal. Well, you guys have fun. The 11th is zipping right up here.
yeah,
Like Wednesday, isn't it?
Next Wednesday, and I think then
Right.
the following day,
it's Thursday.
I think I put a
Thursday.
report that we have Town of Fremont's gonna come.
Oh,
check out
yeah.
the new treatment plant, so,
Oh, good.
yeah, and you know, it's really nice when you look at what they're getting to do. They're not getting to do all brand new like we are. They're having to rehab some and then build on, and it's still gonna cost them way more than we paid, so
Well,
it's like we got it done at the perfect time. Even though it seemed like it wasn't,
They're growing though. I think they're bigger than us now. Fremont.
it could be, I know
They were able to annex a lot in. They're
definitely do. for
yeah, I
another
think
area.
that's interesting.
yeah, I think they're getting a lot bigger. Anything else from our, thanks, Mark. The guy's doing great. I see him out here working all the time. It's wonderful. Yeah. Wastewater, Sue.
Don't have anything other than the report.
Anybody have anything for Sue?
If you approve Mark and Chris to do the travel thing, she's going to the same thing on the 21st to the 23rd.
I don't know. I didn't see anything from her on going to attend any education stuff. I would think that that would be something she would want to be putting in her reports. Just as a little reminder, if you want to attend stuff, you have to bring it before us.
I think it's quick, step up to the podium.
Yeah, step up to the podium.
And
Sorry, didn't mean to.
address.
No, I guess I didn't realize that.
Yes, anytime you want to do anything like that, you need to bring it before us.
I did spring one either.
Oh, well.
Well, it's past, we already went. Have already registered and made.
So when is this?
The October 21st through the 23rd.
Oh, it's okay. Not the September one?
No.
Just the October?
For you or more than one?
Just me.
Just
Okay,
you.
I move to approve Sue going to the October 21st to 23rd continuing education class.
Second.
Got a motion and a second for Sue to attend the Rural Waterfall Conference in Fort Wayne, October 21st through the 23rd, following all per diems. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Just make sure.
Next time we'll put it in the report.
I know you will now. Thank you so much. Street department. Busy too.
How's it going tonight?
It's going just peachy by golly. Thanks for asking.
So we got our two new trucks.
Yeah.
We're getting them broke in before we can actually go and use them. So it's taking a little while to do that. We gotta get 500 miles on them.
Well, John, while we're talking about that right now, Mark had sent us a lot of information. Hopefully the people on the board have had a chance to read that. What are your feelings on that? Yeah, I'll entertain a motion.
Board?
Yes.
I'd move to allow them personal use to and from work to increase mileage so we can get that 500 mile benchmark.
Second.
So we've got a motion and a second to allow personal use of the vehicles in order to obtain our 500 miles break-in so that they can start actually using the truck for anything, because right now they got a lot of limitations on there. So once we get through that, we'll be okay. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. John, who's the lucky guys?
It'll probably be, Chris Wolf and then, possibly John Alexander. I can't do it because I have my daughter. I drop her off the babysitter and pick her up. So it wouldn't work for me, but we're the farthest ones out.
Yeah.
So Chris's average is probably about 90 miles a day. And that would be Alexander's too. So
Yeah, that'll help quite a bit. So, yeah.
Thought my 50 was bad.
So that'll help us out quicker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is 1 week, done.
Because even after that, they got to get like 4,000 miles on it before they can tow anything. I couldn't believe all the restrictions on that.
Well,
for a new vehicle.
They can begin to tow after the 500, and we take them down and they do an additional oil change to them and check stuff. But yeah, then there's the continuing break-in between the 5 and the 4, in talking with them and trying to look at this. I mean, I think, you know, as we ease into this and they can start doing stuff with it, my biggest concern, and I think with John's, is leaf season and the leaf bags. That's probably the heaviest pull we'll put behind those. But I think if we're over the 500, then legitimately, heaven forbid, something.
We should be able to get that in a week or so.
Yeah. Well, John ran the one to pick up some stuff out of Fort Wayne, so we've got a few miles on one of them, so we're working that direction.
There's 4,000 or 5,000 miles. That could be 3 years away, no more than driving
absolutely.
down here. We had a fire truck that was 50 years old when we had 1,000 miles on it.
Slight exaggeration.
Not very much. It's an old truck. Our old International. I don't think it had 16,000 miles on it when we got rid of that. And that was an old International pickup truck. So. Very much.
and then the rest is on my report. Tomorrow we're going to lay asphalt on Sherman Street from the last water bore.
Okay.
Get it taken care of.
At the cemetery, what did you guys use to try to pull that foundation that you couldn't get? Was it a loader or a backhoe?
The loader.
Was it really?
Yeah. The first time we couldn't get it, the concrete was obviously bad, so it was breaking. But we tried to pull it out of the ground, but that thing was probably about 6 foot long and 3 foot deep.
Yeah.
So she used her John Deere, dug around it a little more, freed it up, and then we hooked a chain around it and got it up and hauled off. So
It'd be in there pretty tight if that loader couldn't pull something.
yeah.
All right. Anybody else have anything for John? John, do you have anything else additional?
Nope. Just let's see, September the 15th, I'll be going to Fort Wayne to pick up the lights for Corn School, and we'll get some more miles on the trucks there. The
Okay.
lights and the signs, getting ready for Corn School.
I'm excited.
Down to NDOT?
No, it's 3 River barricades.
And we have to go pick those up?
Yeah.
All right. Everybody around here shaking their head, yes, I guess I didn't know that. I figured that they would be dropping them off as an NDOT thing, so.
No, it's not NDOT, we rent them from the Three Rivers Barricade.
Okay, good deal. Well, have fun, be careful.
All right, have a good night.
Thank you.
Yeah, you too. Thank you, Jeff. Amber. Does she have anything other than her report? She,
Wound up with a funeral today that they went out
yeah.
on Sunday, so they really had to hustle. With a full burial to get contractor in, get it done this morning for a funeral at 1 o'clock this afternoon.
Yeah, they're always busy out there.
Yeah,
The place looks nice, looks good. Does anybody have anything you want to add to that? Hearing none. Parks Department.
Nothing for the parks. I mean, I got a couple things on my to-do list, but nothing to report.
I think, yeah, I think we'll want to talk about the possibility of Curtis Park and what you guys came up with on your meeting. You had representatives from there.
So the park on the, what is that, east,
Curtis, yeah.
the east side across from Spruer Park, there's a piece of land that LCYC owns. And they would like to develop it and gift it to the town. After they've put some pickleball courts and some dog parks and some picnic tables, and they clear the area. Mark's been doing more talking with them than I have, but it was a really nice meeting.
At this point, I thought there was good discussion back and forth between them. They're working with a gentleman to do their site plan. Scott Vanderbeck said that once that was modified, he'd give me a call or get it back. And then before they present that to the county, we'll give everybody an opportunity, hopefully at a meeting or whatever, to take a look. Or I think the gentleman that's doing it, I could reach out to him probably if need be, get it digital so that I could send it, to people to look at and just make sure everybody is comfortable. Cause like I said, I think ideally what they'd like to do is, from a cost standpoint and everything else, is develop it on their part. And then once it's done and constructed, gift it to the town. I think beyond that, they may mention that he's gotten some grants. I think they have solidly 75,000 towards this at this point, and another 75,000 that he was relatively certain they were going to receive here or confirmation on in a couple weeks. So, and I think they discussed that, and then I think they want to start, they may have this week or next week started leveling it and pushing some dirt, and they already had that under contract. I think he said at about 20,000. So
Did you guys have to talk about annexation?
yeah.
What was
Yeah, they still own both pieces. I really haven't had a lot of time to talk back and forth with Bill. I think ideally what they hope LCYC hopes to do is to gift Spruer Park to, I'm going to call it the Baseball Association. I'm not sure that that's the proper wording. And then to gift us the other side, but it should be relatively easy because they're both tax exempt at this point, and it would stay that way. I think the only obstacle that I can see initially is the requirement of having 1/4 of the circumference of those parcels is supposed to be currently attached to property, the town.
Bill says all we got to do is have a judge say it's okay, and
Yeah.
we're done.
And again, I think he's absolutely right. I don't think that will become an issue. And I think, realistically, it would be somewhat of an advantage to Spruer Park, because at this point they pay the higher water and sewer rates for that field because they're in the county. So from a taxing standpoint, it has zero impact on either side. I think beyond that, I think Bill and I had talked, there is there's that one house that sits in the corner, and I think if we were gonna do that, we would at least attempt to reach out to those individuals and discuss whether or not they would be willing to be part of it.
At one time that they were very interested,
Yeah.
they wanted to, but since they've sold that, now I'm
Yeah,
not
it's a
so
different,
sure.
different
Yeah.
owner.
I do know that I think that we should press on that because then we would have control over that road. And we
There was
could
the limit.
regulate that speed that's down through there and our officers could sit on it and make sure that we're not traveling 65 through there like
Right.
they do down
And I
the
think-
county road before that, so.
And I think, to me, I would let them get the site plan to you and make sure you're happy with it, but then once they're working through their channels of the site plan and those things at that same time before it's gifted, you could begin the petition in the process of the annexation so that you probably could have it annexed about the same time they'd want to make the gift.
Does that land go clear over to the center of the old railroad or to the east side of the old railroad? Next to, what is that, Petersheim's building?
Yeah, the old railroad itself that runs behind is owned by the DNR. They own the entire width of that. So I mean, a lot of those, like you're absolutely correct. In many areas, they vacated it and half went to each side, but that is a separate parcel owned by the DNR.
Okay.
That apparently, LCYC at one point approached trying to get the DNR to allow them to attach that to the park. They wouldn't give it to LCYC. There was some discussion, as I understand it from Scott Vanderbeck, that they might be willing to do that if they went through the county, but the county was not willing to accept the property I guess in fear of what might be in that ground or in that dirt over the years. That's all. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like a nice park. They're proposing 4 pickleball courts, a large dog enclosed area and a small dog enclosed area and plenty of picnic tables. So, and then just kind of expand on it later, but there are just a few
Yeah.
things to change.
Did you say anything about the fence?
Oh, there's not fence, but they were gonna it has parking on that same side. So there would be no walking across. What do you mean fence? Like fence around
Like
the
the fence,
pickleball?
like our fence at our park to keep kids from running across the street to play on the playground over there, because there's no playground on this side. On
Okay,
Curtis
there's
Park, yes, there's a playground on the other side. And that's one of the things that they had trouble with before was
Mhm.
no access across without a tunnel or a bridge or something. And we need to be able to make it
We
smooth.
talked about walkways of,
So, well, that's one reason why we need to have that annexed in, that we can have more control over that road.
Yeah.
But I still think we need a fence down there to keep kids from running right straight across. The only way they'd be able to cross would be where the entry is, and then a walkway over to the other side.
Mhm.
Otherwise, they'd be able to cross any place in there where their dad pulls up and parks and out the door they go, and they're heading for the swing sets and
yeah,
slides and
they
stuff.
talked about, wasn't it 2 crossings that they had on their drawing?
That was just one.
Was it just
Am I
one?
misremembering?
There was just
I feel like it was just one from that, the thing we just saw on Monday.
because they almost did like cul-de-sac.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Pulling
But they were
apart.
talking about the speed changing. Yeah, that's what they were talking about, 2 different speed
No,
changes.
just food for thought. That bothers me more than anything. Is I just know how kids are,
Mhm.
especially if it's something going on over there that the parking's full and they're over on this side.
Mhm.
It's a little 2 steps closer and they're out the door heading over there for the ball game or whatever it is. Watch mom and dad or the brother or sister play, and next thing you know, we've got trouble. So
Mhm.
whenever you're crossing a busy street like that, why?
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Okay. Anything else from the Parks Department?
I don't think so. We'll just keep you guys updated.
Anybody have anything for the Parks Department? Police Department, Rich hasn't contacted me. I don't think that he had anything that I know of. He didn't say anything about it. Fire chief is here. Jeremy, how are you doing tonight? Good.
I don't have much in the way of report, for next meeting. Know that we're getting to the end of the year, budget talks and stuff, and I just want to throw it out there that even Fremont has paid firemen, paid fire chief. My contract is up here next year. And I think that would be an excellent time to explore that option. Whoever that may end up being, probably not me. But there's a lot that goes into this. There's a lot that we don't get done. I asked the guys to do a lot, so I would like you guys to think about it.
We'll definitely take it under advisement. It's, you know, we've talked about it in the past and stuff, but,
Year and a half to maybe come up with something, even if it's a part-time guy somewhere, but I think it's getting to the point where it's almost needed. Somebody's got to be there to help out.
You're asking for a paid fire chief that stays here.
yes. Probably would have been better if we'd have done it a couple of years ago before this new laws go into effect for our taxes, because the next couple of years are going to be tough on us. So we'll see. We'll talk about it.
I hope we can come up with something, and I hope somebody does a good job. So that's all I've got.
All right.
You guys got anything for me?
Well, thank you for everything you do now. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. Thanks. Mark, you have anything we haven't talked about?
I guess the only thing I have is that I put in there, that I'd made that request to you guys as well. Ball State University and the Bowen Center has created a certified public managers course. And like I said, in the past, it always involved commuting to Ball State one day a month for a little over a year. This year, starting here very soon in this month, they actually are going to do that in a satellite version where you can attend that portion of the class in Fort Wayne. It's like I said, it's basically a year long. It would start September 11th of this year. It runs through August 13th of 2026. It would tie me up the second Thursday of every month in classes down there, and probably a couple hours every week in between those classes doing homework. I really have no problem doing that on my time if I need to. I'd like to do that class. The cost of the class for the books and the materials and everything is $1,795.
I make a motion that we allow Mark to take classes for $1,795.
Second.
Well, the only thing that I can see is that I don't know why you need it, Mark. You're already fantastic. So I can't imagine that they're going to teach you any more than what you don't already know. But
I would probably point out before you do have that vote, though, that with Mark knowing what he does know, you're going to probably save that $1,795 in attorney's fees over the course of a year, because already Mark saves you tons compared to what other towns pay. And I could assume that if he gets his nibbles into some of these little things that he's going to learn, it'll get even better. And I look forward to Mark getting that part of the education, because, you know, I'm going to definitely pick his brain on a lot of things. I know.
Just so everybody understands, I did not mean that meanly. I figured that Mark could probably teach that class because he's already fantastic. I think the world of him, and we couldn't survive in this town without him. So,
well, I would amen the fact that he does a great job.
Yes, I would too.
I just think it's a benefit to further education.
We all agree. We have always done that. So we got a motion and a second to allow Mark to attend the classes starting September the 11th through August 13th of 2026 for a price of $17.95. Any per diems and in that doesn't make any difference. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you. Yeah, other than that, I think you touched on pretty much anything else that, already that I put in here that, was going on. So unless you have something for me.
The only thing that I want to touch on real quick is that I did see that they've tore the house down for the Five Lakes.
Yeah.
Are they just gonna bring that up level with the pavement for the parking lot over there? Do the roundy round, or did they get some kind of a adjustment?
I think I haven't seen the most recent, the last I saw, I think they will level that. I mean, the pavement to the parking lot is coming out as well. We've been Sue and I were in discussion with them. We know that we have a sanitary sewer line, no clay line that runs along the back of that. I spoke with the gentleman they've done their site plan and stuff as well as trying to get with Clark Logistic and Mr. Smith. We basically said, you know, you're gonna have this open and exposed. You're gonna have to tie in anyway. What we're hoping they will do is they'll just open that up completely for us. We have the pipe in stock. We're gonna replace that pipe from that piece of Walnut Street across to basically 9 or wherever it goes there. That's opened up with new pipe. The selling point that we're telling them is, you know, if we do that and you tie into that, we're both gonna win because, you know, it's gonna be into their parking lot to some extent or whatever. And, so hopefully, like I said, I think they'll work with us. They're using Dana Bontrager as their contractor for all of this. We've worked with Dana on multiple occasions and he's very good at what he does. So, I'm pretty comfortable that we'll get that pulled off. And,
Yeah, that could be a win-win for us there.
yeah,
so.
and I think the caveat, like you said, because it does sit down there, but I think
Yeah.
the concept is to bring that up close to what the grade is there at the existing parking lot. But of course, like I said, all of that pavement will have to come out with their building location and everything to get their foundations and all, and then they'll repave for parking lot or whatever. And then another piece that we required and requested, and I haven't seen that yet, is I wasn't willing to let them landlock what would be left of that parking lot where they put their employees. So they're gonna have to create an additional entrance onto railroad, which will mean they'll have to remove part of the guardrail that they've installed. And then they'll also have to remove or reshape part of the guardrail we have along railroad. Because if not, then it would force, well, one, they don't have to wait to get, in my mind, to get the semi trailers out of there that they do, but more specifically, it would then revert everything back to their one entrance and coming out onto Poplar and Seymour and across when they come in and out of there. And they've got enough employees that coming in, or more specifically, getting out at 3 o'clock during the day, along with the buses coming through there for the stops, would create a mess. And
Are on, see, that's Seymour there. That's posted no trucks, isn't it?
correct.
I seen a semi going down there. I seen one turn at the, what is that? Where the, funeral home is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he about tore out the whole side of the funeral home that day.
Yeah.
Man, he
That-
terrible,
that
terrible.
NIPSCO has had to replace, that hole that they took out at different times. That, but Bell, that is, well, that's a little piece of clay, I should say, that runs in there. And yeah, that's an impossible turn on that intersection for somebody. And you can't
Oh,
make
what I
that.
was thinking.
Yeah, well,
Just
it's
going by GPS.
exactly, you know, where
So,
we need them to use Finn
Can't-
and railroad.
Can't read, so I guess, so they turn down a street like that, you ought to be able to look at it and say, I can't get down here without running over everything. I don't know how he didn't hit the building.
Yeah.
It was really close. Anyhow. Anything else? Bill, what you got for us? I know you're waiting patiently. I could see you there, so.
Yeah, I'm just Mr. Patient. Basically, you've covered everything that I've been working on the last couple weeks. And I know Reagan was giving the high sign that she's really glad Mark's taking those classes because then she can also pick his brain. So we're looking forward to Mark learning more of the new laws because in 2027, when Senate Bill 1 hits, we're gonna have to learn some shortcuts. I did have a meeting last week with the county council, and we're trying to work together with the county from a legislative standpoint to come up with some of the things that the legislature kind of has out there floating around that maybe we can pick up some monies to help out in areas that Senate Bill 1 was written specifically to deny us access to. So we're going to try to work a little bit on some of the county town involvement in some of those taxation issues. So we're looking for pools of money to help the town. And I made the podium again on my birthday, so it was a good day.
Good.
Good deal. Anybody else have anything for Bill?
Thanks.
Good deal. Any open discussion? Anybody have anything? Tim, you got anything for us tonight? Huh? Anybody else? I'll entertain a motion to approve the claims.
I'll make a motion to approve these claims.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I'm-
Motion
Motion
carried.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for coming tonight and all your input and everything else. It made the meeting a lot better, so
Thank you, folks.
thank you.
Bill.
See you, Bill.